The Day the Wall Fell, the story of 1989. For 28 years, a wall divided a city. It cut through streets, families, and lives. On one side stood East Berlin, silent, controlled, and afraid. On the other, West Berlin, free, loud, and full of light. It was more than concrete. It was a symbol of everything the world had become during the Cold War. The Berlin Wall began in 1961. East Germany's government built it overnight to stop people from escaping to the West. Soldiers laid barbed wire and concrete blocks while most citizens were asleep. When they woke up, brothers, friends, and lovers were suddenly on different sides, forever separated. For years, people tried to cross the wall. Some made it, many didn't. Guards had orders to shoot anyone who ran. But still, people kept trying, because no wall could stop the human desire to be free. By the late 1980s, the world was changing. In Moscow, Mikhail Gorbachev brought new ideas: openness and reform. Communist governments in Eastern Europe started to weaken, and in East Germany, people began to speak louder. Every Monday, thousands filled the streets shouting one simple word: freedom! The pressure grew stronger each week. On November 9, 1989, a government spokesman made a mistake on live television. He said that East Germans could travel freely to the West. Immediately. It wasn't actually true yet, but the people believed it. Within hours, thousands ran to the checkpoints. Confused guards didn't know what to do. Then one officer finally gave the order that would change history. Open the gates. And they did. Crowds flooded through. People climbed the wall, laughing and crying. Some hugged strangers. Others hit the wall with hammers and bare hands. Pieces of concrete fell like snow. Families that hadn't seen each other for decades finally embraced. The border that once symbolized fear had become a place of joy. All night the city danced. East met West. Young and old stood on top of the wall, waving flags and singing. For one night, Berlin was one heart again. Around the world, people watched in disbelief. Television screens showed the impossible, the end of a barrier that had divided not just a city, but an entire world. In the months that followed, the wall was torn down piece by piece. By the next year, Germany was reunited, and soon after, the Soviet Union itself began to fall. The Cold War, and a conflict that had lasted for nearly half a century, was finally over. Today, only small parts of the Berlin Wall remain. Tourists walk along its ruins, touching the cold concrete that once stood between hope and fear. Graffiti covers it now. Words of peace, unity, and freedom. The people of Berlin prove something simple but timeless. No wall lasts forever. No system can silence every voice. And one small act, even a mistaken announcement, can set millions free. This was the story of the day the wall fell. 5 minutes that changed the world again.